Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, finally we have some Brawl Talk information. So yeah, as you see, Brawl Stars' tweet a couple of hours ago now, so I'm recording at 12. Just got back in from doing some stuff outside touching grass, I know, but around the update time we'll be back and locked in. So yeah, in terms of this update, seems really hyped. If you guys were unaware, I'm going to upload a short literally after this where Supercell sent out, well, actually not Supercell, Nano Noodles sent out some packages to a lot of YouTubers, and it's quite mysterious. So basically I'm going to summarize it up if you guys haven't seen it already, but there was goggles which probably theorized to one of the newer brawlers, which maybe some radioactivity or some kind of wind power. We had like a poster as well about it, and also the biggest hint, which we already know about in this Brawl Talk title, but we got given a pacifier. Well, it's actually called a dummy in the UK, but anyways, whatever you guys call it, which signifies that, well, basically there was like a leaflet inside the packaging which gave like a sushi, and it's just it's quite easy to tell that it's somehow linked to Kenji and Kaze. So Kenji and Kaze are having a child and they're in the game. So yeah, well, they've had the child. The baby's going to be probably in Brawl Stars, one of the newest brawlers. Then we got Wendy, who is this mad scientist who was working on nano noodles, and a lot of people were turning into like robots, and there was this deep lore about how they want these people to be controlled and take over the world eventually. And then Wendy had to escape that factory and give us some evidence, which if you guys want to see all of that, you got Kairos who uploaded it, and quite a few other YouTubers that uploaded all of the lore, but I've uploaded a YouTube short about it. So that is a quick catch up. So let's move on to this then. So we see like a short, family splintered, knives grow dull, Nori turns to ash, vengeance served cold. So all we have in terms of the actual Brawl Talk, in terms of a sneak peek, is this little graphic right here, which you can see in Kenji's reflection of his sword. It looks like the eyes of the new brawler. Again, it's pretty hard to tell. Is that going to be Wendy? Is that going to be the other new brawler, Kenji and Kaze's baby? We'll have to wait and see, but that's basically all you can kind of grasp from this graphic. But again, I think one thing that they've changed about these updates is, again, the lore behind it is spectacular. If you get, I highly recommend you watch like a Kairos video to get up to date with the lore and Brawl Stars, because it's like the investor video of Star Pop like years ago. It's insane. It's very, very good and gives you some great lore to this season. So yeah, Brawl Talk. Let's take a look. So you take a look at Chosen's tweet. Again, I'll link him in the description. He always gives some great information around Brawl Talk and just some update sneak peeks. So Brawl Talk, the Brawl Talk title is called Kenji and Kaze's baby ? So that pretty much confirms it. We had some theories a couple of days ago when we received the packages. The duration is 11 minutes 28, which is quite standard nowadays, because what they do with Brawl Talk is they've got buffies, right? I think in the first few Brawl Talks with buffies, they explained them for far too long, and it was just really repetitive. So I'm hoping they change the style of the Brawl Talk just to help it, just a lot more people watch it. Yeah, so hopefully they probably put buffies towards the end of the video and explain it way quicker, because that's what sneak peeks should do from content creators, is explain the buffies. I know that buffies are supposed to be exciting, and a lot of monetization should come from buffies, but again, it's just too much to fit into our Brawl Talk, and it's not actually that exciting to just hear them listing what things do, in my opinion. Anyway, so tags Nano Noodles, Katana Kingdom, Kenji, Kaze, and Ramen Rebellion. So if you guys missed it as well, Ramen Rebellion is going to be potentially season 52. So basically, if you missed it, Brawl Stars put out this little trailer right here. So if we like skip forward, basically like some backstory with Griff, if you guys want to watch it, just go onto Brawl Stars' Twitter. But essentially he like discovers this this kind of cyberpunk place. So if we actually take a look at a better picture of this, if we zoom in here, you'll be able to see quite a good picture of it. So what we can tell from this, what is it, Ramen Rebellion, is it's very linked to Kenji and Kaze, right? One of the most hyped seasons, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, especially with the data. I think Katana Kingdom was one of the most hyped seasons of all times. I mean, it's very, for me, I love the lore with like a lot of seasons, but that's not normally the most exciting part for me. Normally it's just like pure gameplay additions, you know, rank changes, blah blah blah, actual gameplay features. But a lot of people in the game, especially people that aren't the hardcore people that watch YouTube videos, that don't interact, a lot of people will care about the seasons. You know, for example, Lana, my wife, she will only really be that interested in Brawl Stars when the season is really good and exciting. The same goes for like Fortnite, and for example, I'm a big casual of Fortnite, me and Lana are. But if the season's terrible and we don't enjoy it, we're just not really going to play the game that much. But if it's very hyped, like Simpsons, for example, we were playing it non-stop because we wanted to get all the skins. the same is probably very relevant for 99% of the player base. So I'm guessing like a really hyped season should be good for Brawl Stars' health, guys. I know you got to bear with me if there's not a lot of features or content for the hardcore players. You've just got to allow the casuals to enjoy things as long as the hardcore gameplay, you know, the game's as balanced as it can be, and hopefully there's some rank changes. I will be happy personally. So yeah, this is giving me some cyberpunk themes. I mean, it looks very futuristic. I can imagine a lot of the skins in this season are going to be super futuristic. So yeah, if you guys want to Google cyberpunk, you'll be able to see the kind of themes around that. So let's move on to the next point. I mean, this point was just basically what I've just shown previously. A lot of people taking a look at this one graphic from yesterday and just really what symbolizes a bit of a sneak peek. So if we move on to this final bit here, so there's not really much to gauge off this trailer. If I drag it over, there's not really too much to actually get from it, so I'm not even going to play the sound. So it's just like a little fun teaser thing, which, I mean, AJ is hilarious. He's so good at this, by the way. What a great community manager. Met him in real life as well in Germany. He's such a cool guy. Anyways, full glaze there. If you take a look at the end, it gives the thumbnail as well, which we already know about. We can't really draw too much conclusions about this thumbnail. I don't know whether I went into it a minute ago, but basically, like, what can you really draw from that? I'm guessing that's going to be Kenji and Kaze's baby, but again, you can't really tell too many features other than this little thing above their head. Again, you can't really see like a gun. You can't really see anything that symbolizes anything really in that silhouette. Personally, maybe there's always somebody that manages to draw a pretty good silhouette on Twitter. I imagine I'll see that later, but I don't really see anything here. So again, there's like nothing in the description. There isn't really too much detail. So my guess, especially from a lot of the lore that has gone on, my guess is that there's going to be a ton of focus on this actual season. There's going to be like a ton of packed content within this season. It's going to be very reminiscent of the Katana Kingdom update. Like I said, I think a lot of people did enjoy that season, especially because it gave like a lot of lore. It gave just so much detail and so much scripting. Every single week there was something happening. Like, I think it turned a page of the manga, if I remember correctly, and then there was like the whole manga of Kenji, and it was just beautiful personally. And again, I'm not like the biggest person when it comes down to like seasons, and I'm a hardcore gamer. I just want to play the game as much as possible. I'm a sweat basically, but I really did appreciate the lore behind it. And again, I think if you take a look at Brawl Stars' Google Trends, you see that during the Katana Kingdom, it did peak very heavily. So it's quite clear that a big season really helps with Brawl Stars' popularity. Again, it might not reflect it for the hardcores on YouTube, Twitter, on socials, for example, but I think it's very good. I'm excited. Again, I'm just hoping in this update there's going to be like a sprinkle of something to at least give something to the hardcore players. I know that we got Prestiges not too long ago, but I think there needs to be a few tweaks with that, and I got burnt out from that already, and I haven't even got Prestige 3 yet. But I think a lot of people are getting a little bit, but not bored of ranked. Well, we are getting bored of ranked, but it's a little bit stale. It needs freshening up every 6 months, a year, to be honest, in terms of like just a little bit of an improvement. So yeah, I'm just hoping that there's improvements for everybody overall. I'm excited because I just literally don't know what's going to be in this update. Could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. Who really knows at this point? But yeah, we know we're going to get the buffies. We know we're probably going to see the 2 new hyperchargers as well from Star Nova and potentially Bolt in this Brawl Talk. I'm hoping. I don't think we've seen anything about that yet. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've seen their hyperchargers, so it should be in this Brawl Talk. And yeah, I'm hoping as well for future releases that the new brawlers get their hyperchargers on release. That is one of the most annoying things. They try and cycle it out so that there's new, fresher content later in the update. But personally, for a brawler's strength and identity, especially in the meta, I don't really enjoy it too much. I just want them released with their hypercharge so I can see their full power. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. There's not really a whole lot to talk about, which is unfortunate, but there was so much lore, which again, I recommend watching on a different YouTuber's channel to really get hyped about this. So yeah, Brawl Talk tomorrow, we'll learn more about that. Let me know down in the comment section below whether you want me to cover a video on that, whether you want me to do a, I don't know, first time watch of it. That could be pretty exciting. Anyways, make sure to subscribe for all future sneak peek content, especially balance changes coming around the corner. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.